We back.
We back.
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
I am Jae Millz.
And I am Dana.
And this is JANA After Dark. Whoop, yup, ooh, whoop.
Okay.
How you feel, baby?
Good. Happy to be back.
I'm happy to be back. We still ain't got no coasters, but I'm going to figure it out.
Or no glasses. Like, we need some personalized glasses.
Yeah, we happy to be back. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to try something new this week. We got something new for y'all. Just stay tuned. We're going to get into something real new for y'all. But
yes.
Yeah, just wanted to say we thank y'all for rocking with us. And this new thing that we're going to do this episode, y'all going to love it.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. Whoop. If I had a button for the claps, it would be like...
That's why you got the goat on.
Yeah. I'm representing for AI. You know what I'm saying? You can get this shirt over at potentdepot.com.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I designed it. I got the signature on there too. You can't really see the signature. But if you head over to potentdepot.com, you can pick this shirt up.
Part of our Black history.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's like, practice.
I
don't even know if that happened during Black History Month, but it's a Black History moment. So we just celebrate it.
And he's a part of Black history.
Yes, he is. So. And he's a Gemini, so she likes to.
Of course.
She likes to represent for the Geminis.
And I like to celebrate Black History Month. No shade to anyone else we support, but I just like to celebrate.
Yeah.
I think it's a great
And
thing.
shout out to us because we still going strong. I know a lot of people thought we was going to throw in the towel. I know y'all thought we was going to be like, I don't really want to keep working with you like that. I got to spend enough time with you. I don't know if I want to load up the cameras and talk with you every week.
Okay. God working through you.
We still here. Oh, man. Sister with that mask. Sister with that mask.
Is this a solo?
She said, this is a solo. I don't need to hear one voice right now. God is working through me. I don't know. The lady must have kept Bob. We took, all right, Kim Burrell went viral, right? Can you tell the people what happened?
Kim Burrell was at church. I don't know what the event was, but it looks like they were at church. And somebody took a video of her pointing someone out in the crowd of the church while she was performing.
She was like,
and she kept stopping while she was performing.
This is a solo. I only need to hear one voice. God is working through me right now. Sister with that mask.
Apparently, the lady kept speaking.
God worked through that mask.
And the lady had a mask on. But somebody captured the whole moment on their phone.
That was amazing. That was, yo, we laughed in the bed one morning for about,
oh my God,
at least about 7 minutes, like in real time. Like, I mean, just dying laughing, watching that clip over and over again.
God.
And we just been walking around the house saying, sister with that mask. Sister with that mask was crazy, man. One of our kids went on a camping trip.
Yes.
And we was dropping Journey off at her camping trip, and we came to the realization of something, and we said we got to bring this to the show, right? They told us to send them with disposable cameras
because they're not taking electronics. It was a science camp.
Yeah, it was. They was trying to show them what surviving would be like without the electronics, you know? So
which is very hard for our kids.
Yeah, we thought that was kind of dope.
No tablets, no phones.
No tablets, no phones.
Of course, the teachers and stuff had tablets.
Yeah, they had access to us. Like, they got a special app for the school and all of that. They got like their own little Instagram app for the kids.
Class Dojo.
And it's just for them, like only the parents and stuff. It's kind of like how when Facebook started and it was only for college people. So we sent her with the disposable camera, and a lot of the counselors and teachers and things like that, they was just saying the kids was just so shocked. Like, so where we going to see the pictures? Yeah,
when we packed Journeys, she was like, okay, Daddy, I can see you through the camera, but where's the pictures? And we're like, you're not going to see the pictures.
Oh, she didn't understand. Like, you got
to take what do you
these
mean?
Pictures
to like CVS.
To like CVS or Walgreens.
She's like, Daddy, when are we going to get them?
You leave them there and then you come back.
In a couple days.
And she was looking at us like we were dinosaurs.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
literally, she was looking at us like we were people she heard about, but we didn't exist no more. Like, we was that old. She was like, so I can't see the pictures right after I take the pictures?
No.
We was like, no. And she was like, and it brought us to a moment like, man, remember when we used to go to the car show on Easter, go roller skating, and
Yes.
you get dressed up, you go somewhere with your friends, or one of their birthdays, just anything, and you got a disposable camera.
Yes, me and Tara did it like every other weekend. We used to always have pictures at Walgreens.
Was y'all doing the film, or was y'all just having a disposable joint? So when you take all of the pictures and then it's over.
We did both, and Tara could contest to this. She probably still has some rolls of film that
rolls was crazy.
We used to use the 110 camera. That was like the long camera that goes that way.
You had the. Oh my God! I cannot believe it. It is you.
Yes, definitely. And then
take a picture.
And then
this is the greatest moment of my life.
And then we moved up to other cameras and disposables. But I remember that was like a thing for us.
The slim joint was crazy.
I had a blue one. I had an aqua blue one.
That joint was like
yes. And I remember having that one, and we would do it like every other weekend at Walgreens. And that was like our thing. So we would
Walgreens. You sure it wasn't like Dwayne Reed?
No, we did it at Walgreens.
I was
in
at
Jersey
Dwayne.
City.
I'm that old. I was
at
Dwayne Reed.
We couldn't wait to get the pictures to see which ones we liked, so we could hang them in the locker. That was like a thing.
Oh, I wasn't that lit. We were
putting them in
we had lockers in gym.
We were putting them in the locker in high school, and we would put them like in our photo albums and things like that.
Oh my!
It was crazy,
God,
but I didn't realize how much time passed until Journey was like, "Well, when am I going to get the pictures?"
Yeah, and it made.
And we both like kind of paused.
We was like because we're used to getting pictures developed. My mom's used to take pictures of everything. Right. She got memories of everything when we was young.
But our kids are used to like instant things, like the Jetsons. So
everything has to be
instant.
It has to be instant. Yeah. And you don't want to get mad at them because it's not a bad thing, but they just didn't grow up in that era. It's like us. We didn't grow up in
the 8-track era.
8-track black and white TV show era. Right. It's like by the time we were seeing black and white TV shows, it was coming on at night after
Night.
It was coming on at night after like the news or something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. That just kind of.
It was funny for us.
Yeah, it was just a weird moment.
We kind of had one of those moments like, wow, time did go by.
Times have changed.
That was almost 30 years ago, but we didn't realize how much and how fast it went by. Because now everything's instant. The kids have it on the phone. They have it on a tablet. So they can't imagine going to develop pictures. Like, that's like, what do you mean? When am I going to get the picture? That was still her question like 3 times.
So
like,
crazy.
When am I going to get the pictures? And I think she still wants to know, when is she going to get the pictures? So that was funny. That was definitely funny.
That was stupid funny. That was
definitely funny.
Oh, what else was we talking about? We was talking about what was we just talking about? Hold on. Let me go to my list real quick before How could I forget this? Now, this is a topic that we was talking about the other day. And at first, she didn't want to bring this to the show. She didn't want to bring this topic to the show because I don't think she understood what I was trying to say. But I think once I gave you like an analogy of like a few different classic hip hop lines, you was like, okay, yeah, I could kind of see where you're coming from. Now, we're not about to drag the Cat Williams thing, right? But he said something in there about people stealing jokes. We're not going to dig too deep into that. Like when he was talking about him and the Cedric the Entertainer thing about somebody stole some jokes. Even one time Dave Chappelle did a bit in one of his stand-ups and he said something about an older comedian stealing one of his jokes. They said something about Steve Harvey stealing some of Mark Curry jokes. Whatever the case may be, it brought me to thinking as a rapper, as a writer, as a battle rapper, as a competitive rapper, just as somebody that take pride in like really, really like writing their material. It made me think like, well, damn, the way that comedians, because one of the comedians said, well, everybody steal from everybody. And it's like, nah, I don't think rappers feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain Nas lyrics that are Nas lyrics forever. Like how we always talk about like Foxy Brown and Kim. It's certain girls like you that grew up and it's certain Foxy or Kim lines or the Brat. You know what I'm saying? It's certain lines that is just like another girl can't come out and say that line and act like they didn't do it. Because it's like, yo, I heard that before. Like, nah, you ain't hear that before. I made that up.
Well, I think I think it's the biggest thing with that, my opinion, is you have to pay homage. And there's nothing wrong with being inspired by somebody before you. Whether if it's you associate everything with music, I associate everything with fashion. I think it's the same thing with fashion. Most designers are inspired by, the people that laid the groundwork before them. So just because you see a collection as 2024 doesn't mean it wasn't inspired by something from the 80s or something from the 90s.
It can be inspired.
So it can be inspired.
Cool.
But the thing is when you actually steal something and don't give credit.
That's crazy.
It was kind of like the Dapper Dan thing. Like they just threw it on a runway and acted like we didn't see it.
It's like,
before.
remember how Leonardo DiCaprio was like that?
Yeah, like we had seen it before.
Seen that before.
And we were all behind it.
Is.
We was like, hold on, we don't mind you guys being inspired by it, but let's give credit where credit is due.
It's like a new rapper come out and say, my bathtub, lift up my wall, do a 360. We got the shit that the government got. Like, and we like, whoa, I think I heard that. So that's Jadakiss. I made that up.
And you've heard it before. And the thing is, they're just like, oh, people are just old. They're trying to act like everybody steals things from old people. And it's not that. You can be inspired and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think they do that in comedy. They do it in fashion.
And I was just about to say, I think in comedy, you can be inspired because there've been many times that I was like, damn, I think I want to try a comedy set. And a few of my comedian friends would be like, yo, just put together 7 minutes. Just try it. And I haven't done it yet because all I could think of is my favorite comedy sets that I would probably like spin something off. And it's like, nah, then you're not ready to do it yet. You're not ready to do that yet if you don't have your own original content.
But even in battle rap, we've seen some in 2023 where they were quoting.
Well, I can't say that.
They were quoting word for word battle rap bars, and that was crazy.
And I done said things in battles, and after the battle, we'll get back home, and people will be in the comments like, yo, that's crazy. You stole my bar.
I'm like, bro,
and I'll be like, I don't even know who you are. Like, maybe great minds think alike, but they don't look at it as like great minds think alike.
And there has been a lot of ideas that we have for various things that we come across.
And they just feel like somebody just
swiped. But,
you.
It happens. It happens. Great minds
But some of y'all
alike.
thieves.
And some people are
sometimes
thieves.
Great minds think alike, but sometimes some of y'all.
But I do believe but I do believe it's just like the comedians. I think rappers do it. One very, very memorable bar that I can remember is the one that MC Lyte did, that Lil' Kim did over on the Quiet Storm remix. The hot damn hole, here we go again.
Yeah.
That was MC Lyte first. Most people don't know that. And I heard an interview of her talking about it, and she didn't have a problem with it. She felt like Kim was playing homage, and she killed it.
Yeah, and
she did it justice.
And it was in the middle of like her and Foxy going back and forth. So it was kind of like a battle thing. And I think
it was a battle
MC
thing.
Lyte said it,
and
it was
then MC Lyte, when she did it, it was originally a battle.
Yeah.
And she felt like Kim was paying homage to her.
Shout out to all of the wonderful females of hip hop, the ladies.
So
of hip-hop,
that's just one that I could think of off my head real quick.
And shout out to Nicki, because they said Nicki album is platinum right now, and a lot of people don't really want to say that.
Black History Month. Black History Month. She's making
Nicki
history.
is setting Rowd records right now. So shout out to Nicki Minaj. Shout out to Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
It's no Nicki Minaj slander on my timeline either. I'll be blocking people. Maybe post. It'd be like, yo, Mills, that's catty. You don't have nothing to do with Nicki.
No,
I know I don't, but
it's
just like neither do you, nigga.
Yeah, but she's making history, and we're gonna.
Block.
We're gonna always salute. Nikki is, she's family. That's your sis.
Yeah.
So we don't have any bad.
Shout out to all the sisters in hip hop, though. You know what I'm saying?
I love all my female rappers. They laid the groundwork, and they done a lot for history for us.
Yeah. Once again, it's Black History Month.
Black History
Make
Month,
sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to Jae Millz TV so I can keep giving y'all this fire content. I got a new episode of Transitions I'm about to put out. I don't know if I want to put it out. Whatever the week I put Transitions out, I want to take a week of JANA After Dark off. So I don't have 2 things out in the same week, or do you not care about that? You just...
No. We're not going to take a week off.
Just put both of them out same week?
Put both of them off. It's not going to be the same day.
All right. But I got an episode of Transitions. That's my other show. I got an episode of Transitions.
I'm excited about that.
Ron Browse.
Yes.
And it's dope. He said like told a lot of dope stories, but
a lot of things we didn't know.
Yeah, we'll get to that on that. You know what I'm saying?
We're excited about that. I'm excited about that.
We was talking about how do you know when
We're
a
always
relationship
talking.
is over? We talk. That's why I was like, that's why this show is so dope,
We're
because
always talking about
the
conversations.
the conversation, pardon me, the conversation is always about something that we was kind of talking about in our own in real time
At some point.
and then we'll be like, now that'll be a fire topic for the show, and one of us will write it in the notes, and then when we put in the show together, we'll add those to the notes.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that's why I think this show is so dope, because we could have a whole show and don't talk about current events. We could have a whole show and don't talk about nothing that's messy in the media. We could have a whole show and don't talk about nobody's album that's out. We could have a whole show and don't talk about nothing that happened in the NFL or the NBA or
Right.
politics or nothing like that. We could do a whole episode and just talk about things that me and Dana might have came up with.
Well, we were just interested
when we
in
were
at
in the
moment.
supermarket, or we was in Walmart, or we was
Yeah.
separating clothes about to do laundry, and we was looking at something on YouTube or something on TV, and we was like, yo, that's crazy. Remember that? So that's what make the topic so dope. So when I always say
agree.
we was talking,
We're always talking.
we're always talking
I
about.
majored in journalism communications. We're always talking.
And if you can't tell, I can talk.
We talk. We love to talk.
Day.
Anybody that knows us,
I could
we
talk all day and like
talk,
99% of the night.
Yeah.
That's a lot of talking. You know what I'm
is a
saying?
lot
So
of
our topics come from real time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, how do you know when a relationship is over? And I was like, I think that's a dope topic, because not like we're talking about us in particular, but there has been times where Dana, I'm pretty sure, was dealing with somebody and she knew it was over. It might have been sometimes she was dealing with me and she might have felt like it was over, but we're still here. And it might have been times where I was dealing with somebody, or I was dealing with Dana, and might be like, I'm over this, blah, 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 blah. But you know when you're over something, and you know when you're not. But at least I know for a guy, I know the times in when I was growing up, when I was coming up, and I was like, I'm not here with it no more. You know, but I don't know what's that feeling or what's that moment for a female or for a woman, for a lady, for a girl.
The biggest thing for a woman is when they don't have feelings. That's when guys have to worry, or the person that they're in a relationship have to worry, whether if it's a female or a male, you know, whoever they choose to be in a relationship with, whatever gender it is. I think it's when the person just stop having feelings. When they stop caring, that's a problem, because you only care for people that matter to you. So if you stop caring, they don't matter.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much over. When you do things and you don't have any worries about them, you don't care if they get hurt, you don't care if they find out, that's an issue. Yeah. That means it's a done deal, because for someone that you love or someone that you really care about and you want to stick around, you're going to have feelings for them. That's when it hurts the most, because it's somebody that really means a lot to you. But when they don't, it's nothing there.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. I would say, I was going to say the same thing, but I think with guys, it's more of a I think it is the same thing, because with guys, I feel like women do things like they'll go reckless when they're not there with it no more.
When they don't care.
And I feel like guys just go reckless because they can. You know what I'm saying? So it'd take way more for a girl to get to that point than it will for a guy. Like some guys just do it because they could do it, and they don't
and
think
they still
about,
love the person, but
and they just
feel
don't
like I
think
can get
about
she's
it like
not
that.
going anywhere.
But how guys know it's over is the same thing. It's like, because sometimes you do things and you be like, damn, I'm bugging. Like I'm wilding right now. You know what I'm saying? Girls can do that, but when girls do that, they're usually to a point where it's like,
I don't really care.
I don't care because this nigga don't care. Blah 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 blah. You know, it's usually like a lot of tears, a lot of taking, a lot of putting up with shit.
It's more or less like
before
it
gets to that point. Unless she just a demon and she just like on wild time and she just don't give a fuck about no nigga.
Personally, I have to just once I get to a point where I really don't care, whether if it's a friendship or if it's a relationship. When I get to a point where I really don't care, then it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same thing. And with me too, I feel like it's the same thing.
When I care, you matter.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot for you to put me into my little heart, my little heart shape in my heart. So if I put you there and I got to remove you, you really did something to really harm me.
I think with me is when I feel like I should apologize. Like when I don't feel like I have to apologize for nothing no more, or when I don't even feel like the foul shit I did was wrong anymore.
When you don't care.
That's when I used to know like
no, it doesn't matter.
Like I used to do like just wild shit, like blatant shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
at that point.
And my homies used to tell me like, Yo, Millz, why you don't just break up with her? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know it's over, but I would probably rather her break up with me than me break up with her.
Some people,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know it's over. I know I'm not there with it no more, because if I was still there with it, I wouldn't even be thinking about breaking up. I wouldn't even be thinking about anything like that. The fact that I'm even thinking about,
it wouldn't be an option.
I'm thinking about an escape route and how can it be like amicable? Like how can this be like, how can I curve her cordially and like everything that we had, just let's just leave it at that.
And it shouldn't even be an option.
And it's just like, you shouldn't, when you thinking like that, it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's with friendships. It doesn't have to be like a relationship. It can just be a friendship too.
And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying.
But I've heard many people say those things. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I know that a lot of people think like that. Yeah. These are just our thoughts.
That's just it. I've gotten to many things.
Whether you agree to disagree.
I've gotten to many things with Dana. I've gotten to many arguments with Dana. But it's never a moment where I don't feel like
I want to fight for this.
Yeah, I always tell her one of us is going to plan the other's funeral, like, and that's how we going out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like that whether we go on good terms, on bad terms, whatever. That's still my energy. So I think that saves me from when we get into an argument. It can't go that far.
It won't go, but
it can't go that far because in my mind I already know what the end goal is. You know what I'm saying? There's no question mark on it. So
and the crazy part is like our arguments are always over something so
minor. But I feel like we had to go through things to know that.
Yeah, like our arguments are so like when people hear the subjects of our arguments, it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, as you get older, you're gonna argue about the dumbest.
Yeah, you would think our arguments are like about the most horrific things, and they're totally not.
And that's why we get over it fast. We used to let arguments go for days. Well, for what now? It's not that serious.
Totally not.
We still got to figure it out in the morning. Yeah. So look, we got a new segment that we're going to get into. I don't know. You want to do it every week, or we just going here and there? We going to do it. I think it depends how many comments that we want to dig through and find. But we found a few, and we want to start highlighting some comments that y'all are leaving us. You know, you can like, share, comment, subscribe right now. Jae Millz TV. We want to start highlighting some of the comments from some of the fans and the viewers and the listeners. Just giving us insight or opinions.
Or they want to just join the conversation.
Just join the conversation of what we got going. We want to bring y'all in. And
we're conversationalists. So
we
like people to join us.
We want to open up the floor. You know, at some point we're thinking about doing a lot of live shows and taking this on the road. So, yeah, we want to get the people into the show and get the people involved now before we start hitting the road and going to these different cities and stuff like that. So let me see. Let's start this off. We got at Mile High Grove. Shout out to at Mile High Grove.
Shout out.
Said, y'all should do this live so we can discuss the topics together. My wife and I will watch for show. Eventually, y'all could even take calls or use StreamYard. Salute. All right, at Mile High Grove, we appreciate that. That's love right there.
Yeah, I like the fact that he said my wife and I.
My wife and I. See that we love that. That's why we do it. You know what I'm saying?
I like the fact that the person said and I can't say it's a he or she. I don't know, but I like the fact that they said my wife and I. So that lets me know that it's a couple watching, and that's dope. Like a couple watching a couple podcasts is dope. You don't have to be a couple to watch us, but I think it's dope that they're watching together.
That sparks
some conversations and within them.
Because he might agree and she might disagree, or she might agree and she might disagree, or he might agree and he might disagree. I don't know what the case may be, but the fact that they're watching it
and willing
together,
to discuss the topics
discussing
together.
it, enjoying it, probably debating, might argue, and then be back cool by the end of the episode.
Or they might just hate the whole subject and be like, I don't agree with neither one of them.
But this is why we do it. We do it for people like this that hit us and leave us comments and give us insight and advice and opinions to help us make the show better.
And eventually we would like to take calls or
thank you.
Talk to some of our people in person. We both love to talk to people. We can do it all day long. So that's definitely something that we have in the works. We're trying to figure out the best route to take with that. And even with taking calls or even with seeing people in person when we start doing live events where we come to different cities. So we would love for you guys to come out and support, and we would love to talk to you guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
And, and correspond with you guys on some of the topics we have or some of the topics you guys have that, we can join in, or you might want our opinions on them.
Yeah, I like getting the viewers and the fans, listeners
involved.
I like getting y'all involved because it's just us.
It's just us.
You know what I'm saying? It's really just us. So the more that y'all get involved and the more that y'all leave comments and y'all let us know how y'all feeling, we can incorporate y'all into the show, and just as time go on, we could just build this and just build our own little community over here.
Yeah, and I think it's dope that people, even take the time to say that. They're watching it with others, and,
Yeah.
We're like your best friends or your cousins, sisters, brothers. Like, we're not people that you can't communicate with. Definitely.
Not at all. All right, so now we got @slime21485.
85.
All right, so you want to read this one, or you want me to read
Okay,
this
I can read this one.
Right.
I really rock with y'all pod. This is dope. Y'all really showing how shit can be dope with your significant other, not just your friends. But I got a topic for y'all. Blending a family together when y'all both got a kid or two before your current relationship and making this one big happy family together.
That's a good one right there. And they must watch the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or
Slime21485, you must watch the show, or you must be very familiar with me, because that's exactly.
Well, they said this one big family together. I just put happy. I guess I assume that we're going to be happy because we are happy.
We are happy. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't want them to think I'm like
this
changing up their comment.
This pertains to me especially because when I came into this situation, Dana had already had a kid.
Yes.
And it was my first kid, but this was her second kid. So automatically I was coming into this as, this is my first kid, and that's a lot to like deal with and just mentally take on in the midst of being like Jae Millz, Young Money, on the road traveling and all that.
And having a new kid on the way.
And now it's a new kid. So now it's like
blended family.
I'm a bachelor to now I'm a
father of two.
A father of two, blended family. I had to learn how to work within the fact of her having a baby father, you know what I'm saying, having another dude that she's going to have to deal with for the rest of her life and talk to for the rest of her life. So it's going to have to be a respect thing there for me to respect that and understand that it was something there before me, and understand that my child is no more important than the other child. You know, I think that's the most important thing
that we strived on for so many years.
Families and what we strived on. It's like, I didn't come into this and have to learn that. Like, I came into this and I stood on that. Like, all right, Anthony and Journey are no different.
No different.
I don't care what it is. If I don't have enough money to get 2 Happy Meals, then they're eating hot dogs tonight. Or they're eating chicken nuggets and french fries in the house. But if I can't get 2 Chick-fil-A meals, and I don't get no Chick-fil-A meals.
Yeah, it's not one better than the other. It's not one greater than the other. One is not more important than the other.
Nah.
And anybody who knows our family know we are really, really big on blending the two. We never wanted one of our kids to feel more important than the other. One of our kids to feel like we do more for one, and we don't do anything for the other. We support both, even though they're both in two different age groups. One is a boy, one is a young man, one is a girl.
Yeah.
but I think we do pretty good with blending them. Like you said, the biggest thing is just always making sure they feel both loved and both that they both feel important. I was a kid that grew up with a blended household. So this was something that was very major for me. And I think that's why I was really, really big on, how we did it and making sure we did it right. I love my family, and my family has always been most important to me. Extended family, blood family, I'm big on that. So I never wanted anyone to feel like just because they were a part of the step, that's not a thing in our family. You're still our family. I have 2 dads, and I'm very proud. I love them both. I spend a lot of time with both. I speak to both all the time, and they're both very frequent with the kids, and even with you. You have relationships with both. Yep. You call both on your own time, so it's not that's Dana's stepdad. No, that's Dana's dad. Both of them. Yeah. So that's the same way we are with the kids. They don't feel like they have to. Anthony doesn't feel like he has to choose you or have to choose his dad. He has relationships with both, and he's comfortable with both. He loves both,
as he should.
And that's the only thing that matters. So you have to do what works for you and your family. But the number one goal is to always make sure that everybody involved feel loved. You don't want anyone to feel like they're a step anything. You want them to feel like they're a bonus. They're an addition to the family. So I think with our families, especially your family, they just walk them right on in. Yeah. Like with your mom and the kids, it's just like, it just happened. We didn't force it. Mm-mm. We didn't say, okay, you got to call this one dad or you got to call this one mom. It just happened. Mm-mm. Like you have to let it happen naturally. You show love and you'll receive love. And that's the biggest thing. So I think the number one thing is just stop calling these people step anything. They're not a step. They're a bonus. So I'm real big on that. Yeah. Real big on that.
Yeah. All right. So we got another comment that we're going to get into. Mm-hmm. At James Brown 9323, right? Shout out to you.
Shout out to James Brown.
We need to hear... No, I read that wrong. If you notice, this drink was a little bit full. Now it's halfway. She made it. Blame it on her. James Brown 9323 said, we need her to talk about how she handles her man being in the limelight.
I guess
it really said being in the limelight, but I know what James was saying. He said
James
being in the limelight.
So we get it.
Yeah, how do you handle your man being in the limelight? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, when I said that, all I heard was, I don't like living under your spotlight. You don't like living under my spotlight?
It's so crazy because I went on a
what is
career.
This on the microphone? It is killing me. That what little glitter thing, man. They've been killing me for like 38 minutes.
We went on I've been on a crazy journey with you with your line or limelight.
You've been here with me.
Career.
You've been shooting in the gym with me.
I've been shooting in the gym with you, in the studio with you.
You was catching the rebound.
I was catching rebounds.
Passing the ball back up to the top of the key.
I was on the traveling team. Yeah, so it's been a journey. I'm not gonna
practice. Not a game. Practice. I think it was like.
I'm not gonna say it's been easy, but it's been well worth it. You have highs and lows, but I think at times I'm probably more excited than you are about a lot of the stuff in the limelight with you. Yeah. I'm like, he's always so busy working. You're like a workaholic. So when you get into the Jae Millz mode and you're performing or you're doing an interview or you're appearing somewhere, I'm the person that's like super excited for the moment. You're so busy focusing on the actual job itself. A lot of times you don't enjoy it as I think you should. And I always tell you that. I want you to live in the moment more because I'm like super excited. I'm like the big fan on the side. I'm recording with my cell phone.
I think you know
I'm
like
pulling you to take pictures with fans in the moment, things like that.
I'm in the moment, but I'm not living in the moment.
Yeah, and I try to get you to do it more. I definitely try to get you to do it more.
Thank you for that.
But I'm like always living in a moment with you. I'm like, this is your first so and so. This is your so and so. Let's excite it. You know, like
and I'll be more so on the. I just want to be professional. I want to get it right.
And I'm like,
whoever want a picture, I want to get a picture.
This person drove 8 hours to see you. Take a picture with him. You know, like I'm always
and they hit
that
me later
person.
like, damn, like they really said they drove 8 hours.
And then like the next day when they at you in a picture, you're like, Dana, this is the person that, and I'm like, yeah, that's the person I was telling you about. They drove 8 hours to come down here to see you. So I'm always like in super fan mode still with you with a lot of stuff. You know, good and bad comes with it. You never know what people angles are when they come towards you. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I think
she's
people
super
are like,
y'all
I'm
might
super
not know
protective.
this because she's so cool and easygoing and she
But
smiles
I'm very
a lot. She's like a little delicate flower. But Dana is so overprotective of me. It's like, this is why I kind of don't tell her a lot of things. I tell her a lot, but I can't tell her everything because she'll take it personal.
Yeah,
like it might not be that I take things personal in a petty way. She take things personal in a person. She don't have to know you personally, but if she know how much love I got for you and you do some fucked up shit to me, then you on her list too.
And
you
that's
know
the
what I'm
thing.
saying?
I think I pick up on people's energy, you know, and I can kind of spot and I can kind of gauge people's energy a lot. So I'm very protective of your square because that square is along with my square. And
shout out
next
to
to
Nas, man. We went to go see Nas at the Hollywood Bowl with Mary J. Blige, right? Shout out to Mary J. Blige.
Yes, the queen.
You know what I'm saying? Her and Vado.
Still believe in
6
love.
weeks,
Week
and
six.
That's like over a
Yes,
month.
yes,
So shout out to Mary and
yes,
Vado. You know what I'm saying? I still believe.
We still believe in love. My man is 6
they don't
weeks
want to say
on the charts.
congratulations. If it ain't congratulating, you're hating, like Nipsey said. If you're not congratulating, you're hating. You know what I'm saying? So where was I at real quick? Bring me back.
You was going back to the Nas and Mary concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
You got to protect your square.
Yes.
And from the night this was years ago, he said that. From the night he said that, we've been living off that. You got to protect your square, man.
Definitely.
You got to protect your energy, your sanity, your swag, your glow. Like people will try to steal your glow, try to steal your energy. They'll try to steal your sanity just so you'll be fucked up like they fucked up. Like you got to protect your square.
Definitely,
man,
definitely. But I think for the most part, I think I handle it pretty well. It's not always easy. There's a lot of highs and lows. I think people think it's just always perfect. We're always laughing.
But damn, what's the lows? You talking about it's a lot of highs. You ain't say like it's highs and lows. You like
it's a lot of highs.
Is it a lot of highs and a few lows, or it's a lot of highs and a lot of lows? Like,
no,
you got a special. You said it like it's wild highs and wild lows. Like it could be wild highs and a few lows. Like
it's been both. It's been both, but I don't.
Both what? You got to specify.
It's been both.
I'm playing with you.
It's
baby.
been both. You know, we're just different things over the years. I don't think it's necessarily like it's all bad, but I don't want people to think that it's perfect just because you date a celebrity or you're in a relationship with a celebrity or you're married to a celebrity that it's just going to be perfect. You know, they're known, so everything you get free, everything you get a pass on. It's not like that. It's not like that. So I'm very protective of that. I'm very protective of our family, but I think I handle it pretty well for the most part. It's been a journey.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely has been a journey. But we appreciate all the love and all the people that supported over the years.
Yeah, it's.
You have to have a lot of patience and prayer. Those are my two.
And I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
Patience and prayers.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm not a lot to deal with. I am a lot to deal with.
You're a lot to deal with.
But
I love you.
Yeah, that's why I said, come on, you gotta love me. How could you not love me? What do you want me to do?
Yes.
All right, I'm trying to get this last comment over here right now. We having like some technical difficulties.
Please don't leave them out.
All right. You can see that from over here. I'm trying to get this like.
Absolutely not.
All right, you want me to read this?
These are not reading glasses.
All right, so look, we gonna get into this last comment, right? How you look? Like, share, comment, subscribe, but most of all, right now, jump in the comment section.
Jump in the comments
and tell us what y'all think about what we're doing right now. How do y'all like this?
Yes.
How do y'all feel about us bringing y'all more into the show and just kicking it with y'all a little bit? We gave y'all a few topics, but
I gave y'all the lavender.
Yeah, she gave you the take me away. So far away.
Shout out to King.
Now you know what you're giving me right home. Let me see what you're giving me right now. You giving me I felt the rain like one I can't stand the rain. It's my window. That's what you did. That's what you
now filling my lavender glasses.
And you giving me
This is a whole mix.
Nah, the Mary joint. Remember when Mary was on top of the mountain and Be Happy? Yeah, they had the helicopter. You need a helicopter going around you right now. Yeah, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. All right. So look, at Reezy Doc YT.
Okay.
Right,
shout out to
REZZYDOCYT. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
Now, this was a comment, right? But I saved
With
this for last because this was kind of like an informative comment. This was kind of like a comment that we both appreciated and we both felt like I promise you, when we read your comment, we was like, we might need to do that and that. And
we was like, where's this person at? Can they DM us?
Yeah, so definitely.
Are you a production person?
We want to shine some light on this because
this
is the type of comments that we love to get and we love to shine a light on. So
definitely.
He said, fan of the show. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? That's love. He said, fan of the show, number one. Now, number one lets you know there's more numbers.
Yeah, there's a list.
Because he could have just wrote all of this, but number one lets you know that it may be a 2. No, number one lets you know there's for sure 2. But it may be a 3 and a 4.
Absolutely.
So he said, fan of the show, number one, find a consistent time to upload so the subs will know. He said, find a consistent time to upload so the subs will know to expect content. Use the audience stats to help identify a good time. That's a great idea.
And we are working
That's a great idea. We actually came up with a date.
And then we changed it.
But we changed it.
Yes, we're human. We're human.
Because we thought maybe that was too late into the week, and we kind of got to think like when the weekend come, a lot of people still got things to do. So we're still working on that. But we are thinking about that. So that was definitely something that we took into consideration, and we are changing that. Number 2, y'all already have categories / sections of content. Break down a few of them from each pod, upload separately throughout the week after the initial full pod. This can help y'all determine when y'all subs are on YouTube. That's another great idea. Now, that's why I said this is a comment, but it's so helpful. It had us like learning.
It's a comment, but a suggestion.
Yeah,
very suggestive.
It was a lesson in the comment section.
I love it.
You know, and we definitely love it.
We're not perfect. We're human, so we take all suggestions into considerations when people give them to us, and people think, oh, but you're Jae Millz and this is your wife, you guys don't need help. No, we're new to this.
We could go way further with more hands and more feet, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right now
we love it.
Right now we got 4 hands and 4 feet, but you add some more to that and we're gonna move way faster. We're gonna get things picked up way faster. But we definitely have been breaking things up. You know, I got a few clips. I got one about the jobs we had when we was young. Then I got another one about the classic video shoots we've been to. So y'all can check those out on the page.
Please do.
And I think what he's telling us, I am going to start breaking them up into a bunch more clips and stuff like that. Because a lot of people can't take in 50, 40, 30-something minute content at one time. But they might be able to take in 5, 6, 9 minutes
give you 5 minutes.
Clips.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope. And number 3, he said, use the community tab for polls for more feedback.
Yes,
now, I'm not a big
poll
person, but her sister, Iman, shout out to Iman.
Yes.
She's like real tech, digital with the whole new era and how things work. Media. And she always tells us
we should use polls.
Use polls to
get people to engage more.
Not dictate, but you could kind of like estimate where they're at with it.
And what they like.
Yeah, with what they like. Because a lot of times what we like, what I like, what she likes, that may be what y'all hate.
Yes.
And we want y'all to tell us. Like, we want y'all to tell us what y'all like so we don't waste our time with thinking we know everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's just us. It ain't no show manager. It ain't no show assistant. It ain't no.
It's not a production like that.
It's we are the production. You know what I'm saying? We the lights. We the editors. We the directors. We all of that. So, definitely using the community and YouTube and breaking it up into clips and finding a consistent date. All of these things that
we have been discussing.
You're telling us in this comment is definitely what
and
we've
thank
been
you
discussing.
so much for these
Thank you so
comments
much.
and these suggestions. We appreciate them. Don't feel like all your typing went in vain.
No, definitely don't.
And if you work in production, holler at us. Send us a private message.
Send us a private message.
Yes.
Or
don't feel scared.
Or and shout out to all shout out to all of the networks that we talking to right now that's like dragging their feet. No, I gotta say this. I'm not gonna say who they are, but shout out to the networks that we talking to right now that's dragging your feet, right? I just always say this. There's so many different blocks to move work on. Just long as you never forget that.
Yes.
Like I think we'll all be all right. There's
room for everybody.
I just had to get that off my chest real quick.
Okay. Get it off your chest.
Yeah, man. So definitely keep the comments coming in. Keep the comments coming in. I think this is dope. This is a dope way. I had fun doing this. I had fun talking to the people that sent us comments. Once again, Mike Highgrove, Slime 21485, James Brown 9323, REZZY DOCYT. I don't want to say your name wrong, but it looked like it's Reezy Doc YT. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all of y'all for leaving the comments. Leave more comments.
And another thing is, when you guys leave comments, tell us where you're from.
Yes.
Definitely want to know where you're from.
I was trying to say something to add to the comments. Like,
I would love to know.
Yeah. So and so. So we can shout you out. We want to make sure we shout you out. We want to make sure when you're leaving comments and we shouting out your comments and putting a highlight on them, we want to make sure that when you watch it back or you showing one of your homies or you sending it to somebody like, yo, they shouted me out on their podcast, we want to make sure we shout you out for real. Where you from?
Definitely.
What city and state you in, and you know, if you're a fan of the show, we appreciate you being a fan of the show.
I don't care if you're in Missouri, Oklahoma, West Virginia.
We don't care.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
We don't care. And I want to say this before we get out of here. Shout out to everybody that's purchasing the Jarvis Project on Even. Make sure you go to Even. I know it's a little different because y'all used to my music being on the streaming platforms.
But people have been supporting.
You can just go to Spotify, Apple Music, and you can just listen to it. Soon. Maybe not. but for right now,
the project on Even.
Yeah, you go to Even.
And we appreciate all the people that have been supporting.
Once you make an account, you could pay whatever you want for the project. It's just something new I'm trying, and it's working for me right now, so I think I'm going to stick with it. But make sure you go to Even, get the Jarvis Project. Definitely. If you're feeling the Iverson shirt, you could go over to potentdepot.com. You get the hat to go with it. We got all of that over there.
Yes, definitely.
Valentine's Day coming up.
And we got a few things we're working on for the show.
We got a few pieces that we're gonna come out.
A few topics and a few countdowns that people probably want to know.
She's been wanting to do these countdowns for a while. I know y'all love the countdowns out there on YouTube. Jump in the comments and tell me if y'all want us to do more countdowns. Well, because people ask us our opinions on different things. She definitely got like a list of countdowns that she want to do. I'm talking like all sorts of joints. Like I don't want to say the list because I don't know which one she gonna bust out with next week. You know what I'm saying?
Going a decade and a half, so they want to know, certain things.
I'm feeling like your glasses, like your whole mono vibe right now. I'm feeling your vibes. I told her to put the hoops on too. I got to get some sort of credit.
Yeah, you did tell me to put the hoops on.
I got to get some sort of credit. You know what I'm saying?
You bought this jacket too.
All right. It's a few. It's a few upstairs.
You don't remember, huh?
I do now. Now that you say, I mean, ain't nobody else buy it.
Yeah, this was a gift from you, a surprise gift.
That was like a Christmas joint, or
I think it was.
It couldn't have been a birthday because I don't really buy you animals for your birthday because your birthday it's hot for your birthday. It's hot. Like she's your Juneteenth baby, so it ain't like she don't really need nothing like that for her birthday.
It was like a holiday.
Unless I'm being El Cheapo and I just want to get it in the summertime. Well, I get it.
I love the sell rack.
Look, get you a woman that loves the sell rack.
I love the sell rack.
Like that's how I'm ending this episode. Get you a woman that loves. If your woman don't love the sell rack,
I don't know. It's gonna be a long journey for you,
son. Mine ain't one.
Episode 8.
Episode 8, man. Cell rack.
Cell rack. I love the cell rack. I can do a whole segment on the cell rack.
Now next week, you know what? I'm not naming this episode Cell Rack. Episode 9 is going to be named Cell Rack. Now, you know what I'm saying?
I love
this is Jane After Dark. I am Jae Millz.
And I am Dana.
And I love you. We love each other. And make sure you love each other too.
Yes.
Fire. All right, we up out of here. Love. Yeah.